Hello, welcome to the DMS online school. In this video, I will be teaching a lesson on the foundation of mathematics. Foundation of mathematics. Okay, so this is a topic that is specifically for those that want to write GCE mathematics next year. You feel like you have been away from school, then you need to begin from the basics of mathematics so that you can actually remember some of the things that you have forgotten already, so that you can learn from the basic of mathematics itself so that you can understand mathematics. This lesson is actually for you, for those that want to remember mathematics, want to rewrite. Maybe you are a bit old, you feel like you cannot do mathematics, but trust me, you can do mathematics. All right, so it is very important. If you want to write mathematics next year, you begin from the basics of mathematics or foundation of mathematics, which I'm going to cover in this very video. Okay, so that is what I will cover in this video. I'll be covering the basics of mathematics. Okay, so under the basics of mathematics, the first thing that I'm going to start with are what we call operations, mathematical operations. I'll start with mathematical operations. Mathematical operations. So when you hear of mathematical operations, what you should know is that the mathematical operations are these. Like A, we have multiplication. Multiplication is a mathematical operation whose symbol is like this. Then B, we have division. Division is a mathematical operation, okay, whose symbol is like this. Okay, then C, we have addition. Addition is a mathematical operation whose symbol is this. Then subtraction. Subtraction is a mathematical operation whose symbol is this. Then E, you have also an equal sign. An equal sign is a mathematical operation whose symbol is this. Then you have also brackets. Brackets are mathematical operation which I'm already using. These are brackets like this. Okay, so it's very important you understand these as mathematical operations: multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, equal sign, brackets. So these are things that operate on numbers or letters in mathematics. So now let's look at some of the mathematical rules in relation to these mathematical operations. So let's look at some of the mathematical rules in relation to these mathematical operations. So let's look at the mathematical rules. Mathematical rules in relation to mathematical operations. So these mathematical rules which I'm going to teach here are very important in relation to what we are saying mathematical rules. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll start with number 1, multiplication. Multiplication. So what rule is there? Rule number 1, multiplication of a, we'll look at multiplication of two numbers. Two numbers of the same sign. So we are looking at multiplication of two numbers of the same sign. So what is the rule that you must know? The rule that you must know is that when multiplying two numbers of the same sign, comma, the final answer will always have a positive sign. Positive sign. This is a basic. When you are multiplying two numbers of the same sign, then the final answer will have a positive sign. What we mean, e.g., is this. You have a number which is negative. You are multiplying it with another number which is negative. The final answer will be positive. Okay, also if you have a number which is positive, you are multiplying it with another number which is positive, the final answer will still be positive. Okay, what we mean here is, let's say you have negative 4 times negative 3. The final answer will be actually positive, because negative times negative always positive. Then you say 4 times 3, 12. Okay, then you can also have 4 times 3. These are positive because they are not written with a sign. Any number written without a sign is positive. So 3 times 3, they have both positive, then the answer is positive 12. Okay, then another rule that you must know is that when multiplying, okay, we are looking at B, multiplication. We are looking at multiplication of two numbers of opposite signs. So the rule is that when multiplying two numbers of opposite sign, comma, the final number will always have a negative sign. Will always have a negative sign. Okay, so when you are multiplying two numbers of opposite sign, just know that the final answer will have a negative sign. That is the rule there. Okay, then e.g. we have a negative number being multiplied with a positive number. The final answer will always have a negative sign. E.g., if we have negative 4, you are multiplying it with a positive 3. The final answer will have negative. Then 4 times 3 will be 12, like that. Whether you swap it like 3 times then a negative, okay, let me just put it the way it is, not 3. I'll just put it the way it is, like 4 times then a negative 3 here. It means that the final answer will be negative still. Then 4 times 3, 12. Okay, so very important to notice this rule. Okay, so let's proceed. Then let's move to division. Number 2, we are on now division. So we are looking at the first A, division of two numbers of the same sign. So the rule is that when you divide two numbers of same sign, comma, the final answer will always have a positive sign. That is it, positive sign. E.g., if you have a negative, okay, if you have a negative number dividing it with a negative number, the final answer will be positive. If you have also a positive number dividing it with a positive number, the final answer will be positive. Okay, so let's look at this. If you have 9, negative 9, okay, then you are dividing it with a negative 3. Okay, so you must know that this is negative, this is negative. The final answer will be positive. Then you say 9 divided by 3, it will be 3. Similarly, if you can have 9 as it is positive divided by 3, which is also positive, the final answer will be positive. Okay, 9 divided by 3, it is 3. So these are some of the rules which people ignore, but very fundamental in understanding mathematics. Trust me, anyone who is genuine. Teaching mathematics must teach you these, so that once you know these, then you will be able to work properly in mathematics. If they don't teach you this, then you will be in trouble always when solving mathematics. All right, then let's move to B. B, we are saying division of two numbers of opposite signs. Okay, so the rule is that when you divide two numbers of opposite sign, comma, the final answer will always have a negative sign. So this is the truth again. E.g., if you have a negative number, you are dividing it with another positive number, opposite sign here, the final answer will always have a negative sign. Okay, also if you have a positive here dividing it with a negative here, the final answer will always be negative. So example here, if we say we have negative 10, okay, which we are dividing with positive 2. So since this is negative, this is positive, the final answer will be negative. Then you say 10 divided by 2, 5. Similarly, we can write it in this way, like 10 divided by negative 2. It is in the same way. Since this is positive, this is the negative, the final answer will be negative. 2 divided by into 10, it will be 5, like that. So this is very, very fundamental. Then we go to 3. We are looking at addition. Let's look at the addition. Okay, so addition A, addition of two numbers of the same sign. Okay, so the rule is, when adding, the rule is that when adding two numbers, when adding two numbers of the same sign, comma, the final answer will always have the sign of the two numbers, of the two numbers. Yeah, so if you are adding two numbers of the same sign, then the final answer will have the sign that those two numbers have. E.g., if you have a number which is negative then you are adding it to another number which is negative. The final answer will be always negative. Okay, like e.g., if you have negative 4, then you say plus, then you say negative what? 3. Okay, the final answer will be always negative. Okay, so what we do in such a circumstance, once we know that the final answer is negative, then we add. Okay, you add. So in other words, you add now 4 plus 3, which will be 7. So in other words, the rule is that when adding two numbers of the same sign, keep the sign of the two numbers and add the numbers. Okay, so let me extend the rule properly here. So let me rewrite this rule here. When adding two numbers of the same sign, comma, keep the sign on the final answer. And add the two numbers. That's what it means. Okay, so you need to keep those two numbers, the sign of the two numbers. Like in this case, like if I say again, like negative 6 minus c, okay, plus c, negative 3. What I'm going to do is to keep the sign of these two numbers on the final answer, then I add these 6 plus 3, 9. That is what you should maintain in your brain. Similarly, this is simple, this is a little bit hard, but if I say like this is similar, if you have a positive number plus a positive number, you add them, then the final answer will be always positive. Okay, e.g., if I have positive 8, okay, plus positive 3, this is already positive. This is straightforward. We know the final answer will be positive. You add 3, 8 plus 3, which will be 11. Okay, so I hope you are getting some concept here. We move to B, adding two numbers of different signs or of opposite signs. Okay, so here we must say that when adding two numbers of the opposite signs, comma, keep the sign of the large number on the final answer, and subtract the smaller number from the large number, or the bigger number. That's how these things work. Okay, so what I'm saying is, e.g., this you understand through an example. I have this number negative 6, then plus positive 3. So these two have got a different sign. This one is negative 6, this one is positive 3. We are adding them. So according to this rule, saying when okay, I left something here. When adding two numbers of the opposite sign, keep the sign of the large number on the final answer. So the sign of the large number will be the one on the final answer. And subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So subtract now. You say 6 minus 3, which will be 3. That's how it works. I can give you another demonstration. If I have like, let's say I have 9, which is positive, then I say plus, let's say negative 4. I have negative 4. So what I'm going to do is to say equals the bigger number here. This is positive, this is negative, so the final answer will be positive. So you just say 9 minus 4, which will be 5. But this one is obvious. You can even say positive negative, then it will be negative there. So it will be 9 minus 4, which is still positive 5. Okay, so I hope you are getting these concepts. Okay, so if someone also, yeah, so this is what you should know here. Now let me also look at another one. So let's move to quickly subtraction. So now we're looking at the subtraction. So we'll start with a subtracting two numbers of the same sign. Okay, you are subtracting two numbers of the same sign. So here the rule is that when subtracting two numbers of the same sign. So we are looking at when subtracting two numbers of the same sign, what you need to do is to it's like adding the two numbers and keeping the sign of the large number on the, or keeping, you see, subtracting two numbers of the same sign is more like it's quite a bit tricky. Let me put it in this way. I'll complete this one sentence here. I'll just do like each. We have like negative 4, then minus, okay, then like negative 3. This also seems like subtracting two numbers of the same sign. This is negative and this is negative. You are subtracting, okay? But in reality, let me tell you what this one can be. It can be negative 4, then negative times negative, it becomes like positive 3. You have seen. So this one again, if you want, you can swap them. You start writing with 3, then you end writing with 4. You have seen it, eh? So it changes to like you are subtracting a smaller number from a bigger number from a smaller number. Okay, so that's where it goes. So when subtracting two numbers of the same sign, what happens is that issues here, they differ. So you need to actually follow what happens. So If the large number is negative, then the final answer will be negative. Okay, so we are going to say when subtracting two numbers of the same sign, keep the sign of the large number on the final answer. And subtract the smaller answer or the smaller number from the bigger number. So this is it. So what we mean here is that like if you are given like this, you complete it like this, you change it into this form. Then the bigger number is what? Negative. You put negative. Then you subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, like 4 minus 3, which will be 1. Okay, so this is the case here. Okay, it can come even in this way. If it comes in this way, it's like you are subtracting a smaller number. So this one, I can put a different condition here, because if it comes like this and this, you can bring it to this, but somehow we can say we can create another rule where we are looking at subtracting a large number from a bigger number, smaller number, sorry, from a smaller number. So here what can happen, e.g. is this same one, e.g. okay, I haven't finished the rule. So when subtracting a large number from the smaller number, the rule is that you keep the sign of the large number on the final answer. And subtract the large number or the smaller number. Subtract the smaller number from a large number. That's how it goes. So what you do, e.g. you have like 5 minus 7 equals. So you are subtracting a smaller number, a large number from a smaller number. So the sign the final answer will have is this one here. So we assume this negative is also the sign on the number 7. Then you say now 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, that's how it can be. Sometimes they can put it like negative 7 plus what? 5. So this one and this one, they are the same. Okay, so you must realize also, if they are put like this, you know that okay, this is a a negative, and this is a positive. So you can rearrange it in this way, or you can just say, okay, this one will look like the addition of numbers of opposite sign. That's how it will look, but it is still the same like this one. Okay, so here if it is like this, you just keep the sign of the large number here, then you say 7 minus 5 2, like that. That's how these things go. So it is very, very important that you know these things. Then let me just tell you now multiplication sign. Only multiplication. Oh, not multiplication, I'm talking of now brackets. Okay, so when you have a number outside the brackets like this, 2 open brackets 3, you must always know that there's a multiplication here. So this is the same as 2 times open brackets 3, or rather it is the same as 2 times 3, this. So 4 open brackets 5 is the same as 4 times 5, or it is the same as 4 then put times open brackets 5. So in mathematics it is different. If I write 4 plus then I put 5, it is not the same, it is just the same as 4 plus 5. If I put 4, then there's nothing in between 4 and the brackets like 5 like this, it means there is a multiplication we hide. It means 4 times 5. This is what also you should do. Always know. Also when they have put like 4 open brackets maybe 2 plus 3, it also means that 4 times this 2, then you get plus also 4 times 3. That's what it means. So these are some of the concepts which one needs to know in mathematics. So in today's lesson I'm just going to end here, so that in the next lesson the other one which I'm going to look at will be, what is this one, I'll be looking at board mass. Yes, body mass. Now for those wanting GCE online lesson, they want to learn next year GCE. The number is 0977 92 41 75. I'm going to put it here. Let me just write it here. So the number that you need to call me on is 0977 92 41 75. This is the number you need to call for online lessons for GCE and what, and internals grade 12. These are grade 12 2024. These are 2024 online lessons. In what subject? The subjects that are being taught are maths, then we have science, then we have biology, then we have civic education, then we have also started RE, then English. So this one is 60 kwacha per month. This one is 120. Why? Because there's physics and chemistry. This one is also 60 kwacha. 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 So this is the line if you're interested to be taught by the DMS online school. then you contact me on those lines and you will be assisted with the online lessons. For now, bye and see you in the next lesson.